Hi everybody, today we're going to talk about the Unisolder. I purchased a pre-soldered board and I just want to talk about how to connect it. There's a lot of information online but it's not very clear, so for people like myself who really aren't the brightest when it comes to all of this, it's just maybe easy for us to try and follow along and how we can get this to work. So I'll assemble it, show you what you need, but effectively what we've got here in front of me are three boards, and these are how the boards come. I ordered a few additional bits and pieces. I ordered a board that could be soldered, but after looking at the amount of soldering that goes on, I'm probably not going to do that. Here is what it looks like. All the soldering, the little components. Here's another bit of the board as well, which you can have a look at, and the other side as well. Soldering on this is really well done. And then obviously here, big thing around this was really the power and sort of how these little pins at the bottom here work. And then this is the sleep. So I've also connected the little sleep board, which is a little micro board like this as well. So if anyone's interested in how that works, I'll show you that as well now. Right, so let me just get cracking. Let's show you where I got it from. So I got it off a buyer called Love DIY on Tindy. It's $99 for the soldered board, and it's effectively those 3 or 4 little boards that you saw that I showed you now that you come with it. And I got a couple of other things as well that I got with it. I got the knockoff iron as well, JCB iron, and stuff like that. And I had to buy a few connectors, which I obviously just got off Amazon and the like. So easy enough to put the stuff together. So first things first, I mean, it's just really plug and play, right? So in this goes, and the screen goes in over here like this. Let's put that in, let's not break it. And then the hardest part was really trying to understand how these all connect up, because on the forum it doesn't really explain it to you very well. And the other big thing I'll be showing you and talking through now is really the earth pin in the middle there and where that goes and what that does. And I'll just go through that with you now. So let me show you the image, and maybe if you want you can stop the video here and have a look to see how that all connects. But that's effectively how it needs to be connected up, with the different pins and what they mean. And then if you go to the forum, there's also GitHub as well. I can put a link down in the comments that shows you what you need to do for resistors to get these to work. So I went on, and there are 2 ways of doing it. One is in the connector here, you could, oh shit, you can't see anything. Hold on a second, let me undo this. Right, so in the connector here, what you can do is you can have the resistance inside the connector here, and then that will be set to whatever device that you're going to be using on an ongoing basis. However, what I did is I put all the connector, all the resistor pieces here, which is what the sense does to inform you what you've plugged in, into the actual plug that connects in. So that's where I've put mine, and I'll show you, for example, this here. If we go, that resistor there effectively tells it that we've plugged in micro tweezers, and I'll show you how that works when we put all the board together. So a couple of things. So these cables obviously come with it. This connector doesn't. You have to get your own, and you have to do a little bit of soldering there. And you'll notice I haven't soldered the center pin there. Well, the reason for that is because there's no case at the moment. I have a case that's actually here. I'll show you what that looks like just now, but I haven't put it all together. Things that you need to buy for it are a transformer. So what I decided to do was just buy, here's a transformer here. You can see it is 24 volts, and it is 2 by 5.2 amps at 24 volts. A little bit overkill, but it's just how it came, unfortunately. And that's toroidal transformer, and it's an AC transformer. It plugs straight in, and here you'll see what I've done here is I've obviously connected these together, because what we need to do is we need to get the amperage, not more voltage, and then that plugs into the board. So we'll plug it all in now, and I'll turn it on and show you what it sort of looks like. Oh, as always, if you don't know much about 220 volts and that, please don't try this, because I'm told 220 volts can kill you. So right, so let's just go at the board here. So if you look at the board, there's 24 volts DC, and there's another one that says 24 volts AC. Now I'm plugging it into the AC because obviously it's not a DC transformer, that it puts out AC power. I'm told, well, the forum basically says, and the person that manufactured, or not manufactured, but came up with the design, has said the best thing to use is an AC transformer, and hence why I'm sticking with what they said. So we just take the AC here, plug it in. There you go. Now what I'm going to do is just plug in the pieces that need to go at the back here. I mean, it's really is plug and play, right? So let's just plug that in there. Put that. Plug that into there. There you go. Here are the two connections here. Now that picture I showed you tell you what these different things do. So one's for sense and A and B and so on it goes. So again, not difficult if you just follow along. There you go, just plug that in. I'm just going to plug this in. There you go. And then this is just again to the main board for some power. This is the sense pin, so I don't need to worry about that. Plugging into the wrong thing. Take this. Plug this in here. Take it, plug it in there. Right, so we want to be able to see what we're doing here. So let me just get my helping hands. And then we'll just hold it with the helping hand here. Just want to make sure I'm not doing anything. Let's do it that you can actually read the writing. Busted. Okay, there you go. Can you see that? There you go. Maybe I need a bit of helping hands. Right, there it is there. So let me take this. I do have an original JBC cartridge, which is over here. It is, if we focus there is the part number for it. And again, we just take that and we just push this in. It's not very difficult to do. And connecting this in the inside is also really not difficult. There's 3 little pins and you just need to solder these wires here. And then on the inside of this plug, we've got some resistors in that. So what I'll do is let's plug in the transformer. Give me a second while I get some soldering iron. Solder would be good, right? Give me 1 second here. Only the best lead solder will do, right? Well, let's plug you back in so you can hear what I have to say. Well, I was saying only the best lead solder will do. Let's unplug this here. Let me plug this in quickly. And we have some power. There we go. Right, it's come up. I don't know if you can see that properly. It is saying there's no instrument. So what I'll try and do is zoom in just a little bit. Give me 1 second with the software. Okay. Can always bring that across a bit more. That looks quite... Ooh, shucks, hey? There you go. Don't try this at home. As you can see, I'm trying to not short anything out of the board. Right, so everything is showing up as no instrument. I'm just going to move this back quickly. I've got a little holder here, which I'll show you just now. So you can't see it, so let me show you here. If I take this and I plug it in, there you go. It picks it up as a JBC 245, and there is it getting to temperature. So it's now 350. If I take some soldering, there you go. So it's all doing what it's supposed to be doing, getting up to temperature. I think we've all seen that before. We've all seen the demo videos of how that works. But effectively for that to work was literally just plugging in the wires and doing some soldering on those wires. That's really it. So I'm going to unplug this now. And now what I'll show you is when I take this here and we plug this in, it will come up and it will say micro tweezers. Not that I have the micro tweezers plugged in, but if I plug it in, you'll see it says open sense and it's got JBC micro tweezers. So that's literally how we determine what they are. Now there's a calibration part to this, but again, I've made one for long-term use with the little resistor as well, and it allows you to go into the calibration menu. You plug it in, get it as close to the number. They do explain to you how to do it. I actually can show you that as well and go through that if you want from some help on calibration. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to reverse out and not zoom in so much, and then we can just talk through again very quickly, and I'll show you how the sense wire works and how it puts the unit into sleep mode. Actually, let me not do that. Let me do this here. Let me try and show you. Here you go. So, you know what? Let's go out a smidgen. You can still see the screen, I assume. Okay, so here you go. So I'm just using a non-JBC holder, obviously. I have my wire here, my sense wire. Here it is here. And what I'm going to do is just push it in here so it makes connection to that. That's it. And it is connected effectively through this little board. So it's green, and it goes green through there, through the board. And there it is. And that's how it connects, right? So there you go. What we'll do is just plug in. See what we're doing here. Plug this in. There's a temperature going up. Now this obviously is not really touching the metal, it's touching the case, but so if I take it now and I touch this, we'll see the temperature starts dropping and it literally goes into sleep mode. And then what I'll do is I'll remove the little yellow connection, and then you'll see it the temperature going back up again. And you can obviously set it in the firmware and stuff like that. So it really isn't difficult for somebody that knows nothing about this stuff. It's actually not that difficult to set up and to just do. It's just go through it. That little diagram, that picture I showed earlier, is really key to how to set it up and connect it. And then you'll see basically just the different wires in that for the website. I'll put those up as well. Right, there you go. So it's now sat at 250. If I take this little wire and I remove it, you'll see it'll start going up. The voltage, there it goes. Just immediately up, put it down. I want to touch the hot end, burn me. There you go, starts going down. So works really, really well. I have on order a JBC soldering station, which I want to compare to this here. I've got all the tweezers and I've got all the JBC original stuff that I want to actually do a bit of a test against to see how this compares, and we'll just go from there. So that's where we are. I'll show you what else I did as well from a design point of view. So I went into Fusion 360 and I made a little template here out of paper so that I can make sure that when I cut out stuff it will sit properly, and hopefully the holes in it all line up. So I've made that, and I've got an aluminum case. So here's some of the aluminum for the case. Here it is here. Let me just zoom out now. I think we've seen enough of the pretty picture of the screen. Right, so I've got aluminum case bits for the case that I just now need to machine out. But basically it's one of these half clamshell things, sorry about the noise, half clamshell things that we sort of put together and then put the screen on the front. I'll be doing that this weekend, getting that done, and then hopefully I can do another little video on what that is. But effectively to set this up and to do this is really not that hard. The transformer, depending on the size transformer, they're quite expensive. It's not that cheap. So to do this, it's not the most expensive thing, but it's also not the cheapest thing either. So transformer is quite expensive, but this looks like a really good thing, and we can connect different types of tips to it, and so on. So as you can see, it's been set there at the 200 degrees for a while now. So I've got it set that it goes to 250, and then it literally goes into like a deep sleep mode of 200, which I can make it go less than that as well. So I'll show you here in the, let's go back into the screen. Let's zoom in a bit. What I'll do is we can have a look here if I hold this down. Okay, there you go. So there's a temp. So if I go calibration, that's the screen where you plug in to calibrate. If you look at wake both, the holder, so I have a holder which is auto, standby goes into 30 minutes, sleep 60 seconds. So after 60 seconds, it will go into sleep mode. Sleep is 200 degrees. Holder is 250 degrees. So when I put it back in the holder, it's at 250 as it touches the holder. But after 60 seconds, it goes to 200. Oh, you bastard. Give me a second. Go back in again. And then we have the actual temperatures set. So 350, 300 and 250, and these are, you can press the middle button to get to those temperatures. Those are set temperatures. So if I do that, that's set to 300. I can do 350 or I can do 250. I had it set to 300. It's at 250. If I remove it from the holder, it'll immediately start going up the temperature. As I put it back in the holder, the temperature will start dropping, and then after 60 seconds it will then go to 200 degrees. I hope that was useful. I hope that's been helpful. Really, that picture is a, sort of like a picture's worth 1,000 words. That's the hardest part I found. There's firmware and flashing that you can do. I haven't done that yet. I haven't needed to. It works. It picks up the tweezers. I really wanted one that can do the T245, and it can also do the T210, and it can do the tweezers, and that's really what I wanted to do. I actually wanted to build a second one, but by the time I looked at the cost of building 2 of these, it made sense just to buy the JBCs, which I've done as well. So anyway, and now what I can do is we can do a bit of a test against those. Okay, I hope that was helpful, guys. Have a good day, and I will chat to you soon. Cheers, bye.